You and your child are not cute at all. Get out of this house right now. Huh? This house is... I stopped mid-sentence. Understood. Saying that, I began to pack my belongings. My husband looked flustered as he watched me. Hey, you don't have to leave just like that. But your dear mother-in-law told me to leave. I have to obey her, don't I? Matt, don't bother with that woman. Come over here and let's eat cake. My mother-in-law had a triumphant look on her face. I decided in my heart to break her nose and take my daughter back to my parents' house. My name is Jennifer, a 34-year-old office worker. I married a man named Matthew 2 years ago. We met through a trendy dating app and became a couple after a year of dating. My husband is a little unreliable, but he is a very kind and attentive man. When we were dating, he would research restaurants I wanted to try and plan our dates in advance. After we got married, he would wash the dishes when I was tired or buy me my favorite dessert. About a year after we got married, we had a cute daughter, and my husband actively took care of her. I thought I had found a really good husband. But of course, nobody is perfect in every way. My husband has several flaws. The most problematic of them is that he's a mama's boy. At first, I felt my husband might be a mama's boy because of his taste in cooking. How is it? Delicious? It's pretty good, but my mom's was a bit richer, I think. Huh? Your mother? I wondered why my mother-in-law's name suddenly came up, but as I listened to him, it seemed that he thought his mother's taste was the best and wanted me to get as close to that taste as possible. Overall, my mother-in-law's cooking seemed to be on the richer side, so for now, I decided to make the dishes richer as my husband requested, even when we went on trips. What should I buy for my mom as a souvenir? He would say. Although his father was also around, I thought it would be more normal to say, what should we buy for our parents? But my husband always started with, for my mom. I think it's good to take care of one's mother and that there are quite a few mama boys out there. But I would later find out that my husband's attachment to his mother went beyond the normal range. I think we should live with my mom. Wait, what? Why all of a sudden? It seems like my mom and dad are getting divorced. What? Really? Apparently, it's because of my dad's infidelity. Oh no. My father-in-law seems so kind, but I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. It's so sad to leave my mom alone, and if we live together, she can help take care of our daughter. That might be true. I'm on parental leave now, but if my mother-in-law supports us, I might be able to return to work sooner. But I was a little worried. Does my mother-in-law like me? Can we get along well if we live together? I talked to my husband about my honest feelings. Then my husband said, "Don't worry, it'll be fine. My mom was praising you, Jennifer." My mother-in-law had praised me. I was happy to hear that and thought we might be able to get along well living together. However, I quickly realized that my thinking was naive. My mother-in-law moved into the apartment we lived in and suddenly started treating me rudely. I can't believe you get to live in such a nice apartment. It's annoying. Huh? Don't you ever forget that you have this life thanks to my son? I didn't understand why she was yelling at me. Well, but Matthew is working hard and helping out with chores, so I guess I'm grateful. Since my mother-in-law's claim wasn't entirely wrong, I quietly replied, "Yes, I'll keep that in mind." At least you're obedient. That's good. from then on, my mother-in-law would yell at me whenever something bothered her. You're supposed to put sauce on fried eggs. Why is there soy sauce? The bath temperature is so lukewarm. Set it hotter, please. Why isn't there any ice cream after a bath? Make sure to replenish it. No, do it all yourself. Besides, the reasons for getting angry are too trivial. Despite being home all day, my mother-in-law barely does any housework. I had hoped that she'd be more cooperative in taking care of our 1-year-old daughter, but she only does it when she feels like it and quickly loses interest. And after living together, I found out that my mother-in-law's overprotectiveness toward her son was even worse than Matthew's attachment to his mother. Matthew, how was work today? It was really tough. My boss was a bit on edge because we were so busy, so I had to be careful. Oh my, that's unforgivable. Should I protest against the company for allowing power harassment? Really? Over that? It's okay, Mom. We have to have a big heart and forgive. Oh, what a kind child you are, just like an angel. No, calling a man in his 30s an angel? Haha, thanks, Mom, but if I can't stand it anymore, I'll count on your help. Of course. No, that's too pitiful for the boss. To be protested for power harassment based on Matthew's mood? I immediately regretted living with my mother-in-law. I felt like I would go crazy if I stayed with her all the time. So I decided to put my daughter in daycare and return to work. Why do you have to work too? She got angry, but when I said, but you can spend your day alone at home, right? It seemed she felt there was some merit to it. Don't neglect your housework. She only said that and didn't get any angrier. Good grief, she's such a troublesome person. I never know what will set her off. After that, my stress was somewhat reduced as I started working and spent less time with my mother-in-law. But a problem arose about a year after we started living together. That day happened to be my daughter's 2nd birthday. We prepared a cake, gifts, and held a birthday party for her as a family. But my daughter had entered the terrible 2s a little while ago. It's safe to say that it was at its peak during the birthday party. Come on, here's a present, open it up. She handed my daughter the present while saying that. No, my daughter said, batting the present away. My mother-in-law was surprised, but she held back this time, thinking that if the present didn't work, maybe the cake would. She scooped up a bite with a fork and tried to feed my daughter. Here, it is your favorite shortcake. But yet again, my daughter said, no, and swatted the cake away with her hand. Then the cream flew and landed on my mother-in-law's forehead. The short-tempered mother-in-law flipped out at my 2-year-old daughter. Enough already, you're getting carried away because I'm being nice to you. My daughter started crying as she was suddenly yelled at. What are you doing? She's scared. I quickly hugged my daughter and protected her. Shut up, what an unlovable grandchild. Well, then you're an immature grandmother. What did you say? Normally, a grown-up wouldn't say such words to a 2-year-old. Shut up, you're such a cheeky daughter-in-law. Can't you fix that attitude of yours? As we argued, my husband joined in. Cut it out, don't insult my mom. Huh? You're siding with your mother in this situation? You should be protecting your daughter. We can have more kids, but I only have one mom in this world. You're the worst. What a trashy thing to say, as if it's a wise quote. Hey, don't talk bad about Matthew. Neither you nor my grandchild are cute. Get out of this house. Huh? This house is... I stopped myself from finishing that sentence. Understood. I started packing my things. My husband watched, flustered. Hey, you don't have to leave. But your precious mother told me to leave. I must obey, right? Matthew, don't bother with that woman. Come here and just eat cake with me. My mother-in-law had a smug look on her face. I vowed to break her nose, took my daughter, and went back to my parents' house. I ignored the several calls from my husband. I made preparations and sent him the divorce papers. He seemed to have filled them out as he sent them back. I submitted them to the city office right away. Then I called my ex-husband. I submitted the divorce papers, so thank you for filling them out. Yeah, so it's okay for me and my mom to keep living in this house, right? You guys left on your own. Sure, as long as you pay the rent. Ha! Of course, this is the apartment you rented, so when you left last time, I was worried. But if I think about it calmly, all I need to do is change the lease to my name, right? Thanks for providing a comfortable place for me and my mom. I'm glad it worked out. By the way, how much is the rent? Well, let's make it about 150,000 yen, shall we? What? What are you talking about? Tell me the actual rent. Don't mess around. I'm not joking. That's because I'm the owner of the place. What? We talked about it when we got married, remember? I made quite a bit of money in stocks a long time ago and bought that apartment. You must have assumed it was a rental on your own. Matthew falls silent, seemingly at a loss for words. If you can't afford the 150,000 yen rent, I'll just sell the place. That apartment will sell quickly. Wait. If you do that, where will my mom and I live? I don't care. You better leave quickly, or I'll report you to the management company. With that, she hangs up the phone, blocks her ex-husband's number, and later demands child support payments through a lawyer. According to the lawyer, her ex-husband looked gaunt and worn out. It must be tough for him, both mentally and financially, to have to pay child support, while also supporting his mother. Apparently, his mother accompanied him to the negotiations, and they spent the entire time blaming each other. It's your fault. Even the close relationship between mother and son, which had seemed so disgusting, crumbled in an instant when they lost their wealth and comfortable lifestyle. Perhaps their bond was superficial all along. In any case, it's not her problem anymore. On the other hand, Jennifer sold the apartment for a surprisingly high price, saved all the money for her daughter's upbringing, and now works hard while living with her parents. She wants to find love again someday, but for now, her top priority is to earn as much money as possible for her beloved daughter. She also vows to learn from her former mother-in-law's example and not become overly intrusive in her daughter's life. Thank you for watching until the end. If you liked it, please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.